Hey, what's up expats and travelers alike? I'm Josh with Expats Everywhere, and today I have an awesome interview for you guys with Elnor Rozenrot, the CEO of CreditStacks. CreditStacks is an incredible product geared towards expats, people that are moving into the United States. If you don't have a credit score or credit history, you can still get a credit card with CreditStacks. Make sure that you watch to the end of the video where we're going to give you guys a promo code so that you can use and get an exclusive benefit.
Hello and welcome to Expats Everywhere. If you could tell us your name, where you're from, and a little about yourself.
Hi, I'm Elnor Rozenrot, originally from Israel, from Tel Aviv, and I helped found CreditStacks with three co-founders almost 4 years ago now.
Elnor, we're super excited about CreditStacks because we think it's really going to help a lot of expats that are living in the United States. If you could, tell us, what is CreditStacks?
So CreditStacks is, I guess, the answer to the problem that we had when we originally moved to the States. We all came under happy circumstances. We all moved to the US to move our career forward or something else like that. And we just couldn't get a credit card, and it drove us nuts. Just because we moved to a new country, we were basically reborn in the system. So fast forward several years, when we got together and decided that it's time that somebody did something about this, we just set out to build the experience that we wish someone would have had for us when we moved. So it was crucial for us to make sure that anyone that's moving to the US with a good, bright future ahead of them would be able to access a premium credit card on the day they land, that they wouldn't have to wait, they wouldn't have to jump through hoops, that the experience wouldn't be unpleasant, that it would actually value them as an individual, that they'd get a good card, a good experience, one that would actually teach them how to work with credit, how to ensure that they don't do the, let's say, simple mistakes that you make just because you're not familiar with the system, and that would generally treat them right.
So a lot of Americans know the importance of credit, but for our viewers that are watching from the outside looking in, why does credit matter?
Credit matters immensely in the US. The US financial system, all of it, is actually based on this concept of credit history and credit score. And it's at the core of not just a question of whether or not you're going to get a credit card, but also if you'll get a car loan, if you'll get a 0% interest on your car loan or 24% interest, if you'll be able to rent certain apartments, or if you'll be able to even get certain jobs. It is so pervasive that you can't even get a cell phone line or get the utility bill connected to your house, the utility connected, without a good credit history. So I think it's not overstating it to say that without a good credit score in the history, you're at a massive disadvantage, both in terms of what you're going to be paying for various services and in terms of not being able to access various services. So for us, helping to build customers' credit score as fast as possible and as well as possible was really one of the key goals of our service.
That's so amazing. That's fantastic. Who is this card good for, and is anyone eligible for this credit card?
So, not to get too technical, but we have built the only forward-facing underwriting system basically for credit cards, which basically means, after all these fancy words, that we look at your future rather than your past. We don't think that the absence of credit history here in the US should be held against you. So whether you're just about to graduate from college here in the US, whether you've just moved from a different country, any, let's say, reasonable reasons for why you don't have a credit score shouldn't be held against you. So from our perspective, if you've got a bright future ahead of you, we want to work with you, and we don't really care where you came from and why you somehow don't have a credit history in the US.
I really hope that we have tons of viewers that are able to watch this content right now, because it is super important that they see this and that they realize how important credit cards are and their credit score is to their future here in the US. Could you expound on how CreditStacks has helped expats?
We've been around for about 4 years, but we actually started issuing cards a little over a year ago.
Okay.
And we've seen a massive difference. I mean, beyond the fact that we get a lot of emails from our customers thanking us, for having this service. It's become a thing, which is an amazing thing to see. We're seeing cases where customers of ours move into certain buildings, and they're already other customers of ours in that building, and they're told to just come to us and apply. But the community aspect of this is nothing short of astounding. We have seen a marked improvement in their trajectory of building a strong credit score because they're working with us. So as a general rule, we see very happy customers, both because they can get a strong credit card from day one and they don't need to deal with this or think about this. Also because they get this on-ramp into the US credit system because our product is so simple to use and basically teaches them what they need to know in order to function in the US credit system. And it helps them build a credit history and a credit score faster than without us.
What types of benefits can people get by having this card? So there are some cards that are out there that are good for travel. Are there any benefits like that to your card?
Absolutely. We went through the list of benefits that Mastercard provides and basically picked every possible benefit that exists that we thought would be relevant for our customers. So travel insurance, car rental insurance, satisfaction guaranteed, which essentially means that if for whatever reason the merchant refuses to take back the item within a certain amount of days, which I don't remember, for some reason evades me at the moment, then you can get it back from the card. There's a wide array of benefits. We really just tried to pick anything that could somehow be relevant for our customers.
Okay, so I'm sold. Hopefully a bunch of other people are sold. When should people apply for it, and how long does it take for approval?
So we allow applications up to 60 days before the actual move to the US. Which essentially means that if you know you're moving at some point over the next 60 days, you can apply. You can go online, submit the application, and you will have, assuming you get approved, you will have a credit card waiting for you on the day you land in the US. By the way, even before you have a social security number or a US bank account or an address, we will work with you to make sure that the card meets you wherever is needed. Now, the card processing usually is between 24 to 48 hours, sometimes much faster, and we can get a card to you as fast as 2 days, and sometimes longer, depending on the specific situation. Obviously, if you are moving 2 weeks from now, there's no reason to rush it. But if you're already in the US, we will get it to you really fast. Okay, great. Where can people learn more about you and sign up for your card? So on our website, naturally, CreditStacks.com. It's where you can find a lot of information about the card. It's where you can apply. You can see comparisons. I'd also recommend to just go on various online groups like yours, where you provide a lot of very valuable information about credit cards and about the US financial system, just to get let's say a better sense of the lay of the land. But those are the places that I'd go first. Okay, great.
And based on your experiences, what recommendations do you have for new expats moving to the US?
Where to start? So many. I think the key thing is just remember that it's an exciting time. It's a momentous change, and there's going to be a lot of things, especially the small ones, that would just feel completely foreign to you. But the US is a very welcoming country. It is a country that's very comfortable to live in. It's a country that provides amazing opportunity, and obviously is set up in a different way than most other countries in the world. So come open-minded. Understand that there's going to be things that you'll need to learn, things that will just seem strange to you, but that's the way it's done here, and expect well, the ride of your life.
That's awesome. Can you tell us any exciting news on the future of CreditStacks?
So, of course, I mean, without going into specifics, because for regulatory reasons, we cannot share information about things that we have enrolled. We are working on making the product much more versatile, so increasing the credit lines on the cards up to much higher amounts. We are working on an astounding reward program that actually is very different than anything anyone's ever seen before in the market. And in general, we're working to make the product work more for our customers, for our members, than it is today. We aspire to make sure that you can live your life without having to learn too much about credit, without having to bother yourself really with how to run this, without that mental headache, if you will. And a big part of the work that we do is around simplifying the credit experience, automating parts of it. So all in all, I think the future is very bright for our product and for our customers. And what I've seen up to now as feedback, both for our existing product and for the features that we're about to roll out, fills me with fairly substantial optimism.
We're so excited for you. Once again, can you tell us how people can find out about you and your company?
Of course, CreditStacks.com. That's credit and stacks, S-T-A-C-K-S, .com. That's where you find most of the information. That's that's also where, if applicable, you can start an application.
Elnor, thank you so much for meeting with Expats Everywhere. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Entirely my pleasure, and thank you very much for having me.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure that you get the promo code right here. And don't forget to subscribe. Expats Everywhere, your guide to a new life abroad.